Yeah.
Good afternoon to all of you. I'm grateful that so many of you have accepted our invitation to be present at this press conference at very short notice. I want to begin by thanking the thousands of Congress workers, the bloc presidents, the two district Congress presidents and members of the frontal organizations such as the Youth Congress, NSUI, Mahila Congress and the Seva Dal, and all others for making Sri Rahul Gandhi's visit, print media as well as the visual media, both in English and in Konkani and Marathi, who have given extensive coverage and very fair reporting of his interactions with the tribe and finally at the Jago Convention. I also want to thank the people of Goa for turning up in large numbers at important junctions, sometimes even on the sidewalks of roads, to greet him and wave to him. The number of people who stopped him on the way and where he had lunch, who wanted to take selfies, photographs, all that showed that the response was tremendous. I want to thank everyone. Today, unexpectedly means I thought on the eve of Diwali we will not do this. The government has announced once again an increase in prices. As of yesterday night, the prices of petrol and diesel have touched unprecedented levels. It's 115 rupees per litre in Mumbai, both in petrol and diesel. What they have done is shameful. Served in hotels and restaurants will go up. 266 rupees alone today is increase. It's no longer small increases. The Modi government has decided we are sucking blood anyway. Why should we draw blood in drops? Let us draw large quantities of blood. What they are doing, what they have done and what they are doing is nothing but squeezing every Indian citizen, rich or poor, and the poor of course suffer most by these exorbitant, unconscionable, condemnable increase in prices. There is absolutely no economic justification for this rise in prices. We are willing to debate it with any minister of the government. We are willing to debate it with the ministers in Goa who are completely deaf and dumb and blind to the suffering of the people. There is absolutely no economic justification for this price rise. This price rise is only because of high taxation. The effective rate of tax on petrol, of central government tax alone, is 33%. On diesel, it is 32%. on a single commodity to levy a 33% tax and a 32% tax is completely unacceptable. It's more than the corporate tax rate. Please remember, corporates which make billions of rupees are taxed at a lower rate, whereas petrol and diesel are being taxed at 33% and 32%. Fuel taxes are the most regressive taxes. They affect the rich and the poor alike. If a rich man buys a liter of petrol, he pays the same tax. The poor man, for his two-wheeler, pays the same tax, which is why we call it a regressive tax. If the government wants money, wants revenue, there are other avenues to raise money through progressive taxes. Instead of resorting to progressive taxation, this government is resorting to regressive taxation. We condemn it in the strongest terms. In order to show our protest to this extraordinary Diwali gift which the Modi government has given to the people of India, the Goa Pradesh Congress Committee will organize a major demonstration on the 3rd of November in Mapusa. Diwali is the occasion where you burn the effigy of Narakasura. We will burn symbolically the spectre of price rise Asura. In Konkani it is called Mangasura. Details will be announced by the GPCC President by tomorrow. It is in Mapusa on the 3rd. There are many issues concerning Goa which have been brought to light. The latest revelation is the statement of the former governor of Goa, Mr. Satyapal Malik, who specifically and directly accused the BJP government of Goa of massive corruption. Now, a government which is so sensitive that it slaps faces against a harmless tweet or a harmless comment on the social media, why is the government silent when a sitting governor appointed by the Modi government has made a direct, specific accusation against the Goa government of corruption? The person or persons against whom the allegation of corruption is made should go to court. Or the Modi government should drop the governor. The fact that nobody has gone to court and the fact that Mr. Satyapal Malik continues to be the governor of the state only means that the Modi government and the BJP and the Goa government are frightened out of their wits. They dare not take any action against the governor. It means that they accept what the governor said is correct. More skeletons will tumble out. This is just a first installment, I'm sure. The governor has also made accusations against the administration in Kashmir after President's rule was imposed. Who else will he accuse? I don't know. But please remember, he's a sitting governor appointed by the Narendra Modi government, and he's making an accusation against the sitting Goa government of the BJP. And yet the BJP is silent, the Goa government is silent, and the central government continues to tolerate Mr. Satyapal Malik as governor, which only means that Satyapal Malik is perhaps most likely speaking the complete truth. Finally, today is the day when all roads in Goa must become pothole free. It's a good time for Mr. Gadkari to visit Goa. I wish he travels by the roads which are under his portfolio. Have all the roads become pothole free? The Margoa Panaji road still has potholes. Mr. Digambar Kamath drove this morning and he will tell you the number of potholes he had to encounter. There are several roads. My friends will tell you which are the roads. Shiolim to Mapsa Road. Mrs. Sangeeta Parab told me this morning is full of potholes. She drove by that road. Mr. Sequeira told me that the Telangong Road is full of potholes. And in Pato, where we have an election office, what have they done over the last 2 days? I was watching it with amusement. They have put one thin layer of tar to cover the potholes. This will not last one rain. A road is not laid or relaid like that. You have to remove the entire upper crust, put gravel, then tar, and then the final layer of tar. They've just put one layer of tar and this will dissolve and when the first rains come. The Youth Congress will highlight the number of potholes that remain even after the deadline that the Chief Minister fixed for himself. It shows that they make reckless promises, they are inefficient in implementing their promises, and the people continue to suffer. I think I'll stop here and I will ask Mr. Kamath if he wishes to say a few words,
काही दिसा पयलीं यूथ काँग्रेसीन एक एक्झिबिशन केल्लें, कॉम्पिटिशन केल्लें, स्पॉट द पॉट होल एंड टेक द प्राइज. ताजें लॉन्चिंग म्हज्या हातांतल्यान जाल्लें. तें लॉन्चिंग केल्लें आमी नेवगीनगर. थंय जे व्हडले खड्डे आशिल्ले थंय उबे रावन हांवें एक सेल्फी काडली आनी ती सेल्फी म्हाका अशे पद्दतीन काडची पडली तो खड्डो दाखोवपा खातीर की बँड जावन अशें करून हांवें ती सेल्फी काडली ताचेर तो खड्डो दिसतालो. ती सेल्फी भरपूर पॉप्युलर जाली, ऑल ओव्हर गोवा पावली. खूब जाणांनी म्हाका फोन केले आनी चीफ मिनिस्टरान ती सेल्फी पळयली. चीफ मिनिस्टरान ताचेर कॉमेंट केले की खड्डे आसात, आपूण मानता, 1 तारीख पर्यंत आपूण सगळे खड्डे भरतलो. ऑर्डर दिल्या इंजिनियराक, नाजाल्यार इंजिनियराचेर एक्शन घेतलें. ताच्या फाटल्यान असेंब्लीचें सेशन जालें. त्या सेशनाक रोड्साचेर डिस्कशन आशिल्लें. त्या वेळाचेर हांवें चीफ मिनिस्टराचे आनी PWD मिनिस्टराच्या नजरेक हाडून दिलें की आमचे सगळे सावथाचे मंत्री हे त्या रस्त्या वेल्यान वतात. हांव सदांच मडगांव टू पणजे येतो त्याच रस्त्या वेल्यान येता. तुमकां दिसना कशें की ज्या जाग्यार थंय दिलीप बिल्डकॉन म्हणटा ती कंपनी पूल बांदता, त्या पुला पोना थंय रस्त्याचें कंडिशन आसा तें पळयलें जाल्यार लोक म्हणटा खरेंच कितें चल्लां काय म्हणून कशें वचपाचें आमी. म्हाका हांवें तांकां सांगलें त्या कॉन्ट्रॅक्टराक तुमी सांगा ब्रिजाचें काम 2 दीस बंद दवर. सगळ्यांत पयलीं ह्या रस्त्याचें काम कर, हे रस्ते सुळसुळीत करा मातशे तरी. आनी ताणें एश्योरन्स दिलें उपरांत कर्तव्य कोणाचें ते रस्त्याचे सगळे पॉटहोल्स काडपाचे, तो रस्तो सारको लेवल करपाचो काम कोणाचें तें. ताचे खातीर ब्रिजाचें काम बंद दवरपाची गरज ना. आमी ताका एक्स्ट्रा लोक घालतले, एक्स्ट्रा मशिनरी घालतली आनी तें काम करपा लायतले. आज 1 तारीख जाली. आज सकाळीं हांव थंयच्यान आयलो. थंय गाडयांची लायन लागता. तुमच्या पैकी कांय जाण वता आसतले मडगांवच्यान येता आसतले. थंय गाडयांची लायन लागता. स्पेशली त्या टॉयटा शोरूम आसा पळय ताजे मुखार पळय तें जालां. थंय पळयलें जाल्यार ते सरकार आसा, ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेशन आसा काय ना हाचो प्रश्न. विधानसभेत एश्योरन्स देऊन सुद्धा ही परिस्थिती. म्हजो डायरेक्ट हांव इंटरव्यून जालो डिस्कशनाचेर. अशी परिस्थिती आसा. म्हणजे आता नरकासूर बाबडे 3 तारखेक लोक नरकासूर घेऊन भोंवतात. हांगाच्यान थंय वतले, थंयच्यान थंय येतले, सगळे कडेन येतले. नरकासुराची परिस्थिती किती जातली म्हणून तांकां सुद्धा शांततेन बाबड्यांक करपाक मेळपाना. कारण गाडयेचेर व्हरता जाल्यार गाडी हालतली. ताचो म्हाका पयर एकल्याक सांगलें, आपूण डेली काणकोणच्यान पणजे बायलेक सोडपा वता आनी ऑफिस काबार जातकीर आपूण बायल आपली बरी ना हेल्थान आनी आपूण तिका स्कुटरीन घेवन येता. 15-15 मिनटांनी आपल्या फाट्यान हात लावन पळोवचें पडटा म्हणटा बायल आसा काय ना ती. ही परिस्थिती आज सगळ्या रस्त्यांची जाल्ली आसता. आनी म्हणून ह्या सामान्य मनशाचें रिएक्शन तो कितें करता काय म्हणटा. तुम्ही 40 आमदार आसा मरे, तुम्ही कितें करता काय म्हणटा. रस्ते सारखे दिवपा जायना. आणि अशी रस्त्याची परिस्थिती म्हाका दिसता गोंयांत केन्नाच जावना. टुरिस्ट जेन्ना पळय गोंयांत येताले सगळ्यांचे रिएक्शन आसतालें गोवा रोड्स आर गुड. हांव चीफ मिनिस्टर आसतना म्हाका खूब जाण टुरिस्ट मेळटाले ते सांगताले गोंयांत रस्ते बरे आसा, वी फील गुड टू ड्रायव्ह इन गोवा म्हणून. आज ती परिस्थिती किती जाली ती तुम्ही पळया.
On the following comments of Tejasvi Surya, with references on our leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi's visit to Goa, every congressman from our party is demanding explanation from him on the Thailand entrance. I would like to know from him whether he has visited Thailand. If yes, the infrastructure, what is there, he should take his tourism minister and incorporate that our industry with the infrastructure. If he has not visited, then we should exactly try to say what he means. What is in his mind? Does he want to equate Thailand in the demeaning sense? Is he trying to say that Thailand should be the primary choice of every tourist in Asia? Whether that tourist should consider Goa a second place, a secondary option. Once again, if he has not visited, he should visit. He should discard his ignorant and immature comments about our leader. Go there and see for himself in the comment and consider it that it is an insult on our land. It's a direct insult on our land. His ignorant comments, I would like to remind you about orgasm of harem woman in his perverted tweet in 2015. A Dubai woman called him out on these comments and labelled him as having upbringing of poor and lack of respect for women, and that would be his downfall. If he is blacklisted, I don't know. He should, from the Congress party, we should engage him to book flights to Dubai or the Middle East, and instead of Thailand remarks and his miserable status, he should correct himself. And I want to remind him that he is a hate monger who speaks about the Mughal Raj and has incited his own people on communal hatred and garbage. And like last, I would like to say that my advice to him is very clear. Even his football skills, he needs to improve. He needs to introspect. He needs to improve his language. The next time you're here, you better improve your language. And we from the Congress party are going to focus on our positives of our leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, visit to Goa. All grassroots workers are really humbled and would like to, see his connect with the people, the way he has connected with the people. It's highly appreciable. We from the Congress party are well pleased, and we would like to, on a positive note, take our Congress party to a greater height.
Yeah. So, yes. So you have been a finance minister, you know about all these things, about increasing prices and all. Every day prices increase of fuel or even about this gas. Don't you feel that it will be very badly affected the common man, and it will be very difficult for the human living?
You're absolutely correct. Please read the Reserve Bank of India's October Bulletin. The Reserve Bank of India says that because of pump prices of fuel, that is petrol and diesel, consumption of the average household on other items, including essential items, has declined, which means people are buying less milk, less protein, less fruit, less vegetables, because they are spending more on petrol and diesel. This is not my statement, this is the RBI statement. Household debt has increased, savings have declined, and deficits have declined. Again, these are RBI statements. And this is the 4th consecutive month in which RBI has asked the government specifically reduce pump prices of fuel by cutting taxes. No central bank can be more blunt. They bluntly told the government, you must reduce pump prices by cutting taxes. But this government is completely deaf.
What could be the reason for the time and again increase, sir? Because everywhere it says the high taxation is only in India.
It is, but I don't think the BJP cares whether India is pulled down or not. The BJP is only concerned whether its crony friends are making a huge profit in the stock market.
Is it just to help somebody?
You don't know who they are helping. They're certainly not helping the people of India. Yesterday, a young man in Goa who was supposed to call on me drove all the way from Mapsa to Panaji, and in the last few minutes there was a shower, he got drenched. So when he walked into my hotel, I asked him, why are you drenched? Did you not come by car? He says, I have a car, but I took my two-wheeler today because with petrol prices at this level, how can I afford to drive from Mapsa to Panaji and back to Mapsa every other day? So I took my two-wheeler. Everybody is cutting corners. And the average household is cutting on milk, vegetables and fruit, and maybe even medicines, because they have to pay huge fuel prices. Yes, thanks.
Sir, your comment on the Mamata Banerjee statement, she said that the Congress is making Modi strong. What do you want to say on that?
Congress is the only party which is fighting Mr. Narendra Modi and his government all over India, underline all over India. I do not dispute that Ms. Mamata Banerjee fought and won a very tough fight in Bengal. But who's fighting Mr. Narendra Modi in Punjab, Haryana, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Assam? It's a Congress party which is fighting. So, she is looking at it from the Bengal lens. But if you look at all India, which is more than Bengal, which is 30 states and union territories, the party that is in the forefront of the fight against Mr. Narendra Modi, every day, writing, tweeting, addressing press conferences, commenting, agitations, is the Congress party.
Will TMC coming to make a dent for Congress here, sir?
Well, I don't know what their intention is, but I'm pretty sure that the people of Goa know that if they want a change of government in Goa, it is the Congress alone which can provide the change of government.
Sir, my question to please President. Sir, काल एक सीमा स्टेटमेंट केला की तुमचे एक दोन आमदार ऑलमोस्ट बीजेपी आसत कित्याक त्या दिसा मिटिंगे बीन आसले.
No, he's on the CM statement. Chief Minister should first should try to focus on good governance and resolve all the burning issues in Goa before focusing in Congress. Why is more interested into Congress affairs than his party affairs and his good governance? He has not uttered a word even after Mr. Satyapal Malik ji, former governor, has clearly said that he is the most corrupt chief minister and his government is corrupt. So he is trying to avoid all those questions which people of Goa are expecting to answer, and he is answering something that is irrelevant to him. He is not a chief minister of Congress party. He is not a leader of Congress party. Why he has to bother about Congress party? We have our leaders who are capable handling Congress affairs. So he is not responding to any of the questions we raised on behalf of people. He is pressurizing his department not to reply the RTIs that we are putting. Our leader of opposition has put a question on the COVID issue which has affected Goans. He is running away from even replying those questions in assembly, and he is trying to hide and pose certain questions to Congress. So he is responsible to answer these questions to Goa. Goans are waiting for these all burning issues. He is not responding any to on the linear projects. So he is not responding on the potholes. Where is the financial position of Goa? It's almost crossed 26,000 crores liability. So he should respond to these questions and he should not interfere in somebody other's houses when his house is burning.
वाटेर आपण ते वाचपाचे काँग्रेस सोडपाचे वाटेर तुमच्या
मला असं वाटते
काँग्रेस सोडपाचे वाटेर म्हणतात
कोण ते
रवी नाईक
ना आमगे सीएमाचे बीजेपीचे कोण सोडपाचे आसा कितें आसता खबर ना कोण काउन्सिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर रिजायन करपाचे कोण तांचे आमदार सोडपाचे आसा आमकां खबर ना. सो यू बेटर आस्क प्रमोद सावंत ओनली, ही विल नो बेटर.
नाही तुमचे आमदार न्ही, तुमकां खबर तांचे
रवी नाईकाची
So, see, it is our Congress party's issue. Why the chief minister has to bother about us? Yes, he has to. What is his responsibility today? Is to serve the Goa who are suffering. See the price hikes. Where is responding to the price hike? Okay. Thank you.
This government in Goa is a government of defectors. Let not the chief minister try to wish away that label. It's a government of defectors. And the statement of the chief minister yesterday is that he and his party encourage defections. Goa's, what some other state sometime used to be, Ayaram Gayaram state, Goa's earned that name as a state of defections. And the BJP is solely responsible for earning that name for Goa. And this chief minister in his statement yesterday seems to be encouraging defections.
असे आणखी व्हिडिओ पाहण्यासाठी कोकण नाऊचं YouTube चॅनल सबस्क्राईब करा. बेल बटन दाबा. ताज्या घडामोडींसाठी लॉग इन करा kokannow.com.